to another Let's Make Mario game episode. In the last video, we ended up hooking up Box D to Mario, and in this episode, if there's time actually, because there's something else I want to do first. But if there's time, we'll hook up the Box D physics into the enemies. But I was able to, after digging up into my engine a little bit more, I was able to get the alpha blending thing working. So I wanted to get it with you guys, so make it work with you guys. I updated the textures, so you may want to update it yourselves. I have updated it in the directory in GitHub. So make sure you grab it in GitHub, grab all the images that's in there, and add it to your project, because I added alpha mask or alpha channels into the PNGs because they didn't have them. But since I have Photoshop now, so it's just great. I love Photoshop. But I added alpha channels to them, so they should have it. So make sure you update your textures, and once you do, it will still not work because there's something you have to update in my engine, and for some reason this simple engine that I have I did not bring it over. So it took me a while to figure that out. So what you want to do is go into animation sprite, and you scroll down to your render function. And we want to add these here. We want to disable the depth test and the mask, the depth mask. Disable them, and make sure you pass in the geo source alpha and geo 1 minus source alpha as a blending function. And then at the end of the function, we want to re-enable the depth test and the depth mask. And we also, this is not necessary, but I like to have it anyways. So you want to do is grab the texture and unbind it after you call the end shader function. Just unbind it. It doesn't really have to have it there, but I just like to have it. And you want to make sure to also do it to the sprite render function as well. So it's the same thing. Disable depth test and the depth mask, and make sure the blend function is the source alpha and the other one is the 1 minus source alpha. And unbind the texture, which is not necessary, but I'm doing it anyway. And enable it back at the end of the function. And after that, you should have it working. And you should have this. And it looks so, because it was bugging me so much every time I was making a video. It was bugging me I just didn't like having the white background or the black. And if it still doesn't work for some reason, let's see. Where's my? Let's go to OGL. If it's still not working, go to ogl.cpp file, and then begin seeing. Make sure you have this the same as I am that I have in here. So GL color, clear, enable, depth test, and blend, and the GL blend function as source alpha and 1 minus source alpha. Make sure that's that, and you should have it working now. The frames it's not working still though, like this one. We'll update that right now. Alright, hey guys. I forgot to also mention, I was like 20 minutes into the video. I completely forgot about this, but there's two things you want to do in this to make that because if you run it now, there's nothing going to be spawning. It's just going to be the background. So to make all of this stuff work, you want to. Oh, where are you? There you go. Initially, if I'm gonna show how you guys have it right now. This is how you guys have it right now. I forgot to mention this. So there's nothing being drawn. So what you want to do is you want to grab go to this game scene.cpp file in the initialize function. Scroll all the way down where you initialize your background. You want to copy it and delete it, and move it all the way into the top so that it renders first, because the background is drawing on top of everything. So right under where you initialize the shader manager, you want to set the background, and also on the update function, we had this at the bottom. Oh no, wait, not update function. My bad. That's the render function. The render function. We had this game component render. It was at the bottom. Switch that to be at the top instead. And after that, that should render. There we go. Now you guys should have it how I have it. Alright, back to the video. So, but before we do, we notice that there's like little black lines in here. Let's fix that. So let's go into our texture class, a texture loader CBP file. It will look a little bit more pixelated, but it will work. Let's see. Going to read PNG function and scroll all the way down where I'm doing this GL text parameter F thing. We want to comment out the one that says the GL nearest bitmap linear. Comment that one out and comment generate bitmaps. And the reason is because it has to be a powers of 2. So since our texture is not going to be powers of 2, then you might as well just comment that out. It will, if you don't, it will bleed over to others, to other areas. And make sure, it'll bleed over in the edges. So we want to comment that out. And the last thing we want to do is to have these both to be GL nearest. And if you run it, it should fix it. I believe it was nearest. I don't think it was linear. Yeah, there we go. It will look more pixelated. It looks great actually. I actually like it because this makes it more like pixelated, like Mario, how a Mario game is, right? So it's a little bit more pixelated in areas. I want to know how. I actually never tested GL linear. How does? Hold on, don't change it. I just want to know how it looks. I still has it, so it'll be GL linear. I mean what am I doing here? It'll be GL nearest instead then. It looks a more pixelated, but it actually looks fine. I actually like it. There we go. Now you notice that there's no white stuff in the back anymore. Cool. Now let's fix how Mario looks, because it's not doing it correctly. And that's the reason is because since the height doesn't match the width, because the height was determining how many frames it's gonna have, and since it doesn't match anymore, I kind of updated their bounds because I subtracted, there was little empty spaces around them, and I deleted that in Photoshop so I could get the bounce and the collision working exactly. So they're a little bit updated. They're a bit updated, and so that collision box can be right exactly how they should be. So what we want to do is go into GameScene.cpp, and let's do the Mario walking, and we have to initialize it ourselves in here. There's gonna be, hold on, Mario walking. Column animations. There's gonna be, I think there's two animations. There's one row. Total animations of 2, and I think it was 150. So if you run it now, it should work. Oh, never mind. It does not work. Oh, there we go. I know why. You want to do it to this one, the Mario Idol, as well. It should not be an animation, to be honest, but oops. It should not be an animation, to be honest. We'll fix that later. There we go. Now we have updated that correctly. Now another thing we gotta update here. Let's go into our. Now that we have that done, so now we don't have to worry about it. Oh, I deleted player. I didn't want to. Let's close out some of these classes out, and let's open our. Let's open our B2 entity. And hold on. I need to figure out some functions in here. Okay. let's go to our header file. And I think it'd be great if we have here, let's say void update collision bounds. And we pass in a float width. I'm not sure if we need height, but I might just pass it in just in case. And update collision bounds and go and create that class in the CPP file. And once you do, let's see, hold on. Give me a second because I have no idea where I have to update it from. Get fixture list. Give me a second. Get shape. No, it's not this one. Get shape. Wait on. I'm initializing here. Get the shape. The polygon. Okay. I need to cast it as a polygon. Oh, another thing that I can do. Okay. Another thing I can do is to save that. So let's go to your b2entity.h if you're not there yet, and let's create a b2 polygon shape, a pointer, and just call it poly shape. I'm calling it poly shape. You can name it whatever you guys want it, a box shape or whatever. Make sure it's a pointer, and let's go to the CPP file. And where I create it here, set this box. I think it's no. Let's get this. I believe this is gonna break. It's gonna not break, but it's gonna. I set it correctly once it goes out of scope. So you want to set M polygon shape to be a B2 poly shape pointer. You have to cast it. You want to get the M body. Get fixture list and get shape. I believe so. Or one way to find out, guys. One way to find out. So now we don't have to do that. And all we have to do is set as box. Yeah. Just half width though, huh? Oh, let's see. Half width and half height. Now that we have that, let's go to our player class. Make sure he actually updates correctly. Where's my player class? B2 entity, player class. And let's see. M animation sprite. At the bottom, hold on, let's see. What does M animation sprite provide me? I forgot. Get rect from center. Is that what I want? I'm surprised it doesn't give me the current. What does get rect from center give me right now? Peak. I get the position. That gives me the work. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. So it does return. Yeah, I really don't want to do that though. Okay. I mean, I could call this, but it calls a new one of this. I just want to see if it works first, and then we'll update it if we have to. So you want to say, okay. See, call rect. How did I name it actually? Rect. Rectangle. There we go. Current rect equals M animation. Get rect from center. And then we say B2 entity. And say update collision bounds. And say current rect dot get width. And current rect dot get height. Let's see if this works. Oh, did not work. Why break? Probably because it doesn't know any of this information, does it? Yep. All right. All right. That did not work so well. Maybe because it calls it after. Hold on. I want to make sure this is null first. I want to make sure maybe it has to wait a frame. Maybe it doesn't set it correctly. Yeah, it's null. Okay. Maybe we have to wait a frame. So it's gonna say if equals null, then just return. We may have to wait a frame so he sets it correctly. Ooh, that's huge. Oh, you know what? Set the width 20. That's not that bad. Oh, did I have to divide it by physics skill? Forgot about that. Divided by physics skill. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Maybe I don't have to divide it. Give me a second. I need to figure this out. It was a little bit too small. No, it's still small. Smaller than it should be. 20, huh? It's 14 now. Why is it so small now? What is the size of the texture? Give me a second. Why don't I have it open? I mean, it is working, so that's the point. It does work. I just want to know why. I want to know why it's so small. So it's this one here. 14, yeah? Sounds about right. Interesting. Hold on. I just want to know what's going on here. Because it doesn't set it correctly. There we go. Why does it have to be twice? Am I getting this wrong? I mean, it works fine now. I just want to know why do I have to multiply by 2? Why do I have to multiply by 2? Width is 14, which is the actual size of the pixels of Mario. .28. Interesting. I'll look into that why. I mean, it sets it as half width and half height, right? I don't know why I have to multiply it by 2. But anyways, I'll figure that later. Figure out why I have to multiply it by 2. But multiply it by 2 and divide it by physics scale, and that should give you what it should give you. Needs, I guess. Uh uh uh. That should work. And collision's working correctly. And now we can add it to other guys. Let's add it to the other peeps. There's a couple things that I would like to update here, though. Add more functions here. Let me see. Set. You want to be able to set the gravity scale. We'll be able to set the user data as well. There's a couple things that we would like to do. Set sleeping now. So let's create one so that we'll be able to set the gravity scale. Or maybe you don't have to call a function, but just say call it here and say float and gravity scale, and you'll pass it in here. Say float gravity scale and set it to 1. Set it to 1. You want to do the same thing. Make sure you call it in the constructor and CPP file as well. gravity scale. And you want to set gravity scale to equal that gravity scale. And when we call it here, which one is it? Fixture? One of these has gravity in here. Which one? Which one is he? Oh shoot. Body depth. Well, another thing that we also got to do. There we go, gravity scale. Is to be able to set it if it's dynamic or not. Yeah. Set it if it's dynamic. You want to be able to set the, even though we update the position there, so I guess it doesn't really matter. See, okay, let's just create that first. Set that to gravity scale. Want to be able to set the dynamic body. Means most of this stuff, yeah, might as well. Okay, let's create a B2 body type. We'll pass it in here as well. Body type. Make sure you call it correctly. Just updating this class so we don't have to worry about it later. Body type. What else did we need? Scales. That gets updated. Great world position. Mass friction. Set the friction to equal 2. For Mario. Everybody else should have frictional 2 as well. Alright, I guess that's it for now. A B2 body type. Body type? Body type. Let's name that body type. And we pass it in here as well. Another thing we can do is to be able to set that already. B2 body type. And by default, set it to dynamic. What else do we have to do here? Anything else? I think that should be it. For now. Okay. Oh, let's go to GameScene.cpp file if you're not there already. And let's see. Which will be our first enemy to do? Okay, let's work. Oh, you know what? Dang it. You have to work with the ground because just temporarily, let's increase the width of our ground. Total height. Oh no, wait, that's the ground box 2D stuff is rendered down here. So scroll all the way to the game scene initialize function, all the way down where you initialize our ground, and we want to update it so that it's, let's see, 150. Let's see, increase the box. Let's see, 200. Does it still render? Or is that it? Oh no, it still keeps going. Okay. 300. All right, it's still rendering. It's huge. Then 500. I don't forgive me. I should have. Since it's just temporarily round, it doesn't really. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's 300. Let's increase this to be 800, and update the position to also be 800. There we go. And let's move it down a bit so it doesn't. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Let's move it down a bit. Let's see, 650. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's go to our... Which is our first enemy? Chuck? Chuck. Like, hey. Alright, let's go to Chuck. And here we want to pass in a B2 entity. Pointer. Do we have to say anything to B2 entity? We also had to have this function here. Okay. Anyway, where am I? I lost it. I lost you. B2 entity. B2 entity, I guess. B2 entity. And you want to call that new B2 entity. And you want to pass in entity here. And pass in the world. Gravity scale, everything's normal for it. Chuck. Let's go to our header file for this. Peak definition. You want to be able to set a B2 entity here. So we have here a B2 pointer entity. No, not B2 entity pointer, my bad. B2 entity. Name that as a class for now. Or actually, say void seb. What did I name it? What did I name it for player? Seb B2 entity, okay. And you pass in a class B2 entity pointer B2 entity. Remove this class because we called it on top already. And let's initialize this. Make sure we call this too, actually. There we go. And we want to call the B2 entity into our CPP file. And we set it. Now that we do, we also want to do the same thing we did with the player. We want to update its bounds. We want to say rectangle. So in Chuck TPP file in the update function, let's call it rectangle rect, or I don't know what to name this. Current rect equals m animation sprite get rect center, and we say update collision bounds. Oh, we had to. Let's include the file so it knows about it. B2 entity. Go back down to our update function and let's say update collision bounds. Current rect. That get width. Current rect. That get height. And I believe it should work for it now. Ooh, what happened here? Break. B2 entity. The reason why it broke there is because it doesn't know what B2 entity is. Oh, because I never called the B2. Oh, my bad. Let's go to gamescene.cpp file. We want to make sure we initialize our B2 entity in our chalk class. Set B2 entity. B2 entity. So let's run that. Let's see how it looks. Now it has it. Okay. Now we gotta update this to we want to do the same thing that we did here with linear velocity. want to copy that because I don't want to set it all the time. Let's see. Velocity. Hmm. Let me see. I want to make sure the same thing is being applied to Mario. How do I determine it? It's horizontal velocity. I pass it here though, so I guess horizontal velocity is not being triggered. It's not even being set. I probably should be setting it down here. Interesting. Yeah. Most likely I need to be setting it in here instead. Instead of passing it in here. So in players, I'm fixing player.cpp, forgive me. Just want to make sure that works. That should be set in the bottom because that's how I clamp it. But again, I'm still confused though because it doesn't really matter if it clamps it. Because it's never increasing. So that's the problem that I have. Okay. One thing, just to Mario's still not completely fixed. Let's I'm gonna comment out the B2 entity from Chuck for now. And let's update Mario. What did I do wrong? Break. It doesn't know what B2 entity is it? Dang it. Dang it, dang it. I'm surprised the update goes really quick. Wait, if it just should. Check input. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, we want to make sure B2 entity equals null. I'm just really surprised it doesn't set it right away. Player. Is that dimension B2 entity? We set it right afterwards, so that is interesting. Because it doesn't know about it yet. That's the problem. The thing is, I also have it here. Let's do this. Let's go to player.h. Start setting it in there. Let's pass it in the constructor instead. So I don't need this. Let's go to a player CPP file. And you say B2 entity equals that. And delete this function. Let's see. Name errors. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do it in the game scene. Do that. Pass it in there. Oh, wait. That's the wrong one. My bad. I was just dumb. Forgive me. But that means I will have to initialize it first. I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, if not, we do a late update. Oh, it still breaks. Interesting. Oh, that is not the reason. The reason is because this initialize function. Okay. Are you sure? Where's the call stack? Let me see my call stack. Ah, freaking Chuck. My bad. My bad. That is not the problem. I thought it was something else. This works too, I guess. Just comment out from Shuck for now. This, the H, okay. The problem is that this never updates, though it is increasing speed tremendously fast. So let me see, embody the get velocity, which should be a B2 bot. Shoot, a B2 body. Hmm. Okay, let's see. A B2 back 2. Let's call that bell. Do they have a, oh, there we go, vector 0. Bell dot x, I guess just minus speed. The same thing, but plus speed. Oh, not be back to 0, my bad. It should be, instead of B2 back to 0, it should be actually embody. Why am I not getting it? Or B2 entity get velocity. We subtract to increase it. So we determine that x if it's less than that goes that. If it's less than some minimum value, we will want to set it to 0. Instead of saying that, oh no, that's linear bell. Oh, actually, setting, okay, bell, like current bell, I guess. That was weird. Okay, and it should be this with X. Let's see how that looks. I don't even know if that's even gonna work at all. It's too fast though. Oh, I think it's just the camera. The camera is the problem. I need to update the camera. The camera's not working too well. I need to update it. It looks fine for now. Okay. I guess that works. All right. Let's go to scene. Let's go to game scene. Let's enable back the B2 entity from Chuck. Let's go to Chuck class CPP file .cpp file, and we want to do the same thing. Just I'm gonna have to call it in here. I'm gonna have to call it in here. Okay. So B2 back to bell equals MB2 velocity on an entity get velocity. And instead of doing this instead, You say dot x. Wait, do I want to do that? Chase target, yeah. I mean, mostly I'm just chasing on the x here, so I guess that works. Dot get x. Otherwise, you want to set the x equals 0. That x, set that. I mean, just update everything that say spell.getX to just spell.x. I don't need to do that in here. We don't need to set the velocity. You want to do this same thing here. Spell.getX equals that. Plus equals, make bell.x plus equals direction x times m speed in charge state. I want to make sure you guys copy that correctly. Yeah, this class needs a little bit more cleaning. We may clean it up after this once we have it correctly. We don't want to set it there. Okay. Instead of saying that, m entity get velocity.x, you want to have that instead. That should fix that issue. And the last thing we want to do, what's my player class? I want to copy. I don't want to rewrite this entire thing. So copy that to do linear velocity. Probably should have it in B2 entity. I say apply linear force or something. Apologize for the noise outside. That just updates the scale. Set it out here. Basic scale, I need to define that. Number include system defs. The system devs is on Mario definitions. Mario constants, maybe? What was I forgot where that was initialized. Set in. Where's that initialized in? A world info. My bad. My bad. World info. Let's include world info at the top. So we get that physics scale. Another thing we want to do is copy this, delete it from here. And do the same thing inside chart state. Because we're sending it twice, so we clean that up a bit. And after the switch statement, let's set that there. And let's see how that looks actually. Oh, is that my bad or? Oh, I guess x equals that. Break y. Why? Oh, another thing that I forgot to do here, actually. Interesting. It still worked. We want to make sure we call the component. Update up here. DT. It still breaks it. Why? Why would that break? It knows it. Well, actually, you know what? Doesn't know it, actually. Probably have to do the same thing I did with the player class. Yeah, it does know it. Why does it break? Read axis violation return. Oh, interesting. And let's go inside that function then. Oh, he doesn't know what body is. Interesting. Okay. Another thing we can do for now, since if body equals null, then you just return a B2 back to 0. Otherwise, return our velocity. It needs like a frame so that he actually initializes. Ooh, never mind. Call stack. Why am I getting all these errors? Oh, the same thing with that, huh? Shoot. Okay. I find that so surprising that it doesn't initialize it right away. Okay, if mbody equals null here as well, inside the b2 entity.cpp file, scroll down in velocity and make sure if it's equals null, the body, set it to return vector to 0. And the same thing for mass, if mbody equals null. I guess by default we can just return 1. So at least it has some mass of 1 by default. And it still breaks. Well, this broke because it doesn't know what B2 body is. Dang it. All of this stuff. Hold on, this should... If m body equals null... Then just return. There's no point of calling that function since it doesn't know about it. What else is gonna crash? There we go. Okay. I have that. Now when it wants to jump, we're gonna use same thing I did earlier, B2 back to velocity. And I don't know why I deleted that, all the things. B2 entity, get velocity. Oops, I didn't want to do that. The same thing we did with Mario when we jump. You want to call this inside here. So we're going to say jump force equals that. And negative of that. Okay. Then we divide it by physics scale. Cancel out that because we don't need it. And gravity is already applied, so we don't need to apply our own gravity. And if velocity dot y is greater than 0, then we're falling. And thing is, we need to update this though. And I think with Mario, I think the way that I did it was to subtract 60 from it for now, because we're not detecting collisions yet. I haven't detected what, hey, this has collided with the ground. We'll do that in the next video because it's already 50 minutes. I may have to separate this into smaller videos, I guess. Yeah. I thought I was gonna do it all in one go, but no, it's still small. Interesting. To velocity. Apply linear impulse. Negative. Maybe jump scale needs a little bit more push. Let's do 10. And then here is times 0.4. Oh, you know why? because I'm close to it. Why is Chuck not setting its position correctly? That's one thing that's weird. Maybe I'm setting something wrong. Chuck is like all the way over there. I just want to know why. Transform.px. I set it there. Oh, I know why. Which is the other thing that I was thinking is because we set it here at 100, but we don't actually set it to the actual position of the entity. So, I mean, another thing we can do instead, we say m entity that get position that get x. Oh, my bad. M entity that get position that get x. Oh, got y. I mean, my bad. So inside the B2 entity initialize, we set the position to equal that. Let's see. There we go. Now I just gotta figure out why Chuck is doing this weirdo stuff. So I have it so he jumps, apply linear impulse, or maybe he's not even applying linear impulse because it's null or something, I don't know. Yeah, it's null. Does it ever set it here? Oh, there you go. From Chuck, right? Oh, it's a... That's freaking Mario. Freaking Mario, why do I need you? I wanna know why Chuck is not being set correctly. Chuck. I initialize it there. You know what we can do as well? Another thing is do the same thing we did with Mario. Let's cut that. Let's call it on top. And initialize that inside the Chuck constructor. Delete this. There's something weird. That's weird things going on. Copy this. As a drug constructor. Delete this because we don't need it. And we want to set our B2 entity inside a constructor Chuck. B2 entity pointer underscore B2 entity. And we just copy that to equal this in here. And delete this function because we don't need it. Oh shoot, look at that. Look at him. He's going all crazy. Woo, it's a party time. Party time. I don't know what's going on right there. I'm probably just too short. It's a shorty. So it may need to be pushed up a little bit higher. Let's see, jump force of 10. No, that's still... Interesting. You think this might be the reason why? Hold on, let's comment this linear impulse here. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the reason why. Dang it. No, it's not it. I thought it was gonna be it. Never mind. Interesting, because my Mario works fine. Not sure why. Not sure why it's not working. Mario has it like that, right? Jump force. My jump force though. How much is my jump force? 900. Compared to my... Wait, what is the jump force of this guy? Peak? Okay. Wait, why is it negative? Mario. What am I see? Hold on. Mario. Positive 900. Negative. Okay, so I'm positing two negatives here. Interesting. Chuck, 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 chuck. I don't need this negative here because it's already negative. Well, that's gonna be too huge. Put that back one. A jump scale. There we go. Woo! Whoa. Woo! He's loving it. Not sure why it increases twice the next time around. Why would he increase twice the next time around? If I only apply linear impulse once. Ah, interesting. Interesting. One, I don't want to set the position of this guy because it doesn't really matter. Not like it changes anything anyway, but I'm just saying. Interesting, because my Mario doesn't do that though, right? Oh yeah, he does. Interesting. It did it. That is interesting. But maybe if I bring this back, maybe? I don't think so. No. I did it once though. Okay. Interesting. Oh, he's loving it though. I did it once to the Mario. I guess we'll leave it like that for now, guys. We got it. We got Chuck to have its thing. I mean, another thing that we can do though is once it lands, whatever linear velocity that I have, we want to apply it. Hold on. We want to apply backwards of it, so when that way velocity equals 0 when it lands on the y. So whatever velocity is right now, or linear velocity actually, this will set it back to 0. Desired bell, and make sure x is not being applied to it. Make sure you apply it to the y. Let me see, hold on. Oh no, it's still, there he goes. Woo! That's crazy. It was very interesting though. It is very interesting. Hmm. D20 again, get the desired bell, which is the opposite of current velocity, and apply it backwards, so equals 0. I'm not sure why it applies it. Does it go here twice by any chance? It shouldn't though. I see it jumps. Comes back around. It's like, okay. Why is it jump skill less than? Oh, okay. My bad. It's not even doing it at all. Only does it when Mario's close when it does this. Alright, let's do it outside of this. No, it still does it. It's going crazy. Why? Hold on, I want to know when exactly it goes here. Okay, that is fine. He has a little bit of velocity. Opposite of that, okay. And it probably has jumped already. Interesting. I'll look into that later. I'm not sure what's going on right there. But I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys apologize for that, but we fixed a couple things. We fixed the alpha channel, which is great, because I was bugging me like for crazy. And now we tweaked a little bit of Mario with the bounty box and all that, and now we have added it to Chuck, which is great, awesome. I just need to fix that jumping thing. He's going crazy. I know he loves jumping, but we'll fix that in the next time, man. Yeah, this video took a little long because I needed to fix the alpha channel with you guys. Took like 20 minutes to do that. But yeah, let's see whatever time frame I have in the next video, because I got to fix this, and if there's enough time, we'll continue to the next enemy. So I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Signing out, guys. Sunny out.